Hey guys, what is up?
Welcome to the Swolemates podcast with Joe
and Alyssa.
This is episode 7. Long time no see, guys. Yeah.
I know, it feels like forever. I'm kind of shy. Just kidding.
It's been a minute. Things just kind of got busy and hectic, and then after the last episode, didn't turn out the way that we wanted it to. So,
yeah.
But we're back.
Back and better, baby.
And we got we're rocking some new gear.
This is so cute. Look, gorilla, bear, letters.
Alyssa said that I'm the gorilla because apparently
he's bald. He's not bald, but
I don't see it.
When he gets older, maybe.
I don't see.
I'm just kidding.
Don't curse me.
This one's bald too.
But a teddy bear's cuter than a gorilla.
I think this gorilla is so cute. Look at it.
I think your attitude
so
resembles more so of a gorilla than a teddy bear.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk to you.
Me?
Yeah.
What?
About quality time. You've kind of been slacking.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Just kidding.
I've not been slacking on quality time.
You haven't?
No.
Okay, so for everyone kind of out there, what would you kind of like define quality time, right? Because I feel like when people think about quality time specifically, they're just like, oh, I have to like be giving that person attention or this or that. Like quality time can be anything, right?
Yeah.
What
I
would you
feel like quality
as?
time is not necessarily giving your significant other like attention like all the time, but I feel like it's when time that you guys share together. So even if it's for like a brief moment or even if it's for like 30 minutes, whatever it may be, for me, I feel like that's what quality time is, even if it's like doing small things together.
Now, your 3 love languages, your first one's quality time, right?
I honestly don't remember.
You always talk about to me about mine.
I think it's words of affirmation. I know is the first one.
Okay, yeah, words of affirmation is first one.
And then I feel like it's I think quality time. I think quality time is the third one. I don't know what the second one is.
What's the second one?
I don't know.
Well, what are all of them? It's like words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, receiving gifts, giving gifts.
I think physical touch is yours.
I think so too.
Why the hell did you push me off this morning then? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I was thinking about it from the second that we met. Do you think that without knowing your love languages, because we took a love language test like a weekend. We took
it because you wanted to take it.
Was it me?
Yeah, we were laying in bed and you're like, "Oh, what's your love language?" And I was like, "I don't know." And you're like, "Here, I'll look it up for you."
I was trying to give you hints that I wanted you to buy me presents.
Oh my god!
Because my top one is receiving gifts.
Receiving gifts.
Second one is giving gifts, and then I think it's
physical touch.
I think it's physical touch.
Physical touch and quality time, I think, are the same.
Well, I mean, everyone has all of them, right? No one's like, ew, quality time. Like, you can't be in a relationship and be like, I don't want to spend time with someone.
I mean, there are some people out there.
And they're divorced. Or they're broken up. No, but like from the beginning, like from when we first met, do you feel like I emphasized your love languages?
I feel like once you knew what they were, you definitely did.
So had we never taken that test, do you think I never would have emphasized it? Though that's what I'm
you
saying.
Wouldn't have known them.
Were you
them?
more attracted to me because I was emphasizing your love languages?
Yeah.
See, I was more attracted to you because remember I told you on the first time we met, when you put your hand on my leg, I was just like, game over.
For physical touch?
Yeah. Well, because like to me that showed me you knew what you wanted.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Like you wanted to get in bed.
No.
You liar. You damn well knew that we both just went to that bar to hook up at first.
Don't know what you're talking about. La la.
Yeah.
But what do you feel like quality time is?
Well, see, like, yeah, I definitely think quality time, I think quality time is spent just doing something. Not like just like chilling, laying back, like watching a movie, but I think it's spent like doing something. So like for me, quality time is like when we go to Disney at the end of this month. Like that's going to be quality time for us, right? More so than just like, spending, just like laying on the couch and watching TV. Like to me, that's kind of like, but like I would prefer, for me in quality time, I'd prefer going out and doing something. That to me shows a lot more. Now, definitely with my love languages, I definitely like when you are, you know, like when you get me little gifts or when you bring me food to work, things like that.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like, I don't know, for you, I feel like quality time is also me spending time with you while you're at work.
Yeah, I do love when you
and
just,
you get like excited and you're like, oh, you want to spend time with me while you're working? And
yeah,
I'm just like,
I do like when you just come and hang out in the office or just like are there with me, or like if I'm working. But I don't know, it's weird because like when I'm here, I don't like working here because I get too distracted. But like I like when you come to me and then work like with me or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Versus me like coming home to you and then working here, because I can't focus and I don't want to focus. Because to me, like when I come home, and that's why I work so much, is because for me, when I come home, I want to like flip that switch and then just be like, this is home time. This is not work time. So that's why I try and separate it. And that's why I do these long hours at the gym, is because like, you know, out of those 16 hours out of the day, I'm not training people that full 16 hours, but I'm doing like online work or programming or whatever it is. And I like to do it there because it makes it easier to be like, okay, no, I'm working. And then when I come home, it's just like, now I'm spending time with you. And I think I've done a really good job, you know, because I remember that TikTok video that we posted, and we were talking about how important it was to emphasize each other's like love languages. And I remember that one, you know, kind of blew up a bit. And a lot of people were like, oh, like, can't imagine showering with like my significant other. Like, that's my alone time.
I was like, what? You good? You need help?
So for us, we've been showering together since like the beginning, I think. And
granted, we don't always shower together all the time. Like there would be times where he's at work and then I
we shower together all the time. Like if we are both home at the exact same time, I can count on one hand.
But if you're not home,
times we haven't showered together.
And like I come back from the gym and I just feel, then I'll shower.
Yeah, but then most time I come home and I'm like, you showered without me?
Yeah.
But at the same time, too, it's kind of like a give or take, because I do enjoy being able to like shower alone, because then I'm not having to share water with you.
Oh
I'm
my
not
gosh.
fucking freezing.
No. He is literally
You always
worst.
steal the water.
No, he does. I will literally be in the corner, like I said, like, but then again, he doesn't like the drain hole. So like I'll be close by the drain hole so I can like get some water, you know? And he's all, can you move over so I can get all the water? I'm like, bro.
I don't like drains. I don't like the thought of like my toe going into the drain. Freaks me the fuck out.
One time I did it and he literally screamed. Like he screamed. I was like, bro.
To me, drains are like slimy and gross. I don't like them. Maybe it's because I've cleaned the drain too many times and put out all your fucking hair. But like I don't like drains at all. Like at all. So yeah. So that's why sometimes I do prefer showering alone, but it's like, I don't know, it's weird because like when we've gotten into such a routine of showering together that like asking to shower alone makes it seem like something's wrong. Do you ever feel like that?
Well, we don't really ask. We're just like, but if like, I'm already showered and then you have to shower, I'm in bed and you're like, okay, I'm gonna shower. I'm like,
well,
okay.
like literally like last night you're like, you don't want to shower with me because I was eating.
Oh yeah. Well,
so
I was asking you because I didn't want to not ask you and then you get mad.
Well, so it's like we're in such a routine of showering together or doing certain things together that when we don't do it together, it seems like something's off. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's something I think that we definitely have to get better about. It's just being like, it's okay to, and we've talked about this.
I mean, it doesn't really bother me. Like, I'm fine.
Well, I know, but I'm saying we've talked about this since the beginning. Like, because when we started dating, we moved really, really fast. Mm-hmm. You pretty much moved in pretty quick. I mean, you didn't like officially move in, but like you were staying there like a lot. And we spent a lot of time together. I remember at one point, I don't remember when it was, but a couple times we talked about like, we have to have some things that we definitely do alone, and we have our own things. And that's why that's why I enjoy going to the gym and being able to just be there, and then you can come see me whenever you want, because then it's like my time. So that way when I come home, it's our time. You know what I mean?
I feel like for me, my time is definitely like working out by myself. As much as I love you and I do love working out with you, but every time I work out with you, my workouts are horrible.
Why?
I don't know. They're just bad.
I mean, I wouldn't say that they're the best either. I mean, technically, we don't even work out.
Oh yeah.
No, but I'm saying like I kind of agree. It's like, so when we were in prep, when we worked out, like working out at the same time, doing our own things, I enjoy doing that. I do like working out together sometimes, but like we got to be in the right zone.
Yeah, that's
we got to
what
be
I'm
like
saying.
in the right
like
zone.
if our energies are not like matching, then the workout's just off, you know?
But so for me, when we do that, when we work out together once per week and we do our mic'd up video, I definitely, I enjoy that a lot. Like I enjoy spending the quality time together, and I go into it knowing that it's going to be like a half-assed workout, right? Like honestly, this past leg day that we did, the one that we recorded, that one was like that. Those hack squat sets, those were good.
No,
and then after that, I was just dead. I was just so exhausted.
It was just bad.
I was just so exhausted. But like, you know, I enjoy working out together because the quality time that we spend, the jokes that we have, the things that we kind of do, we get to kind of push each other, have some fun. And we've done it since the beginning, you know, of our relationship. So to me, I really enjoy doing that. And usually you do my workout, which makes me feel better because, you know, I like being in charge.
Yeah.
So you doing my workout always makes me happy.
Well, because I like doing something different sometimes out of like my normal routine.
Yeah. But so I think that one time a week is definitely important. But, you know, for, because I remember when we posted this video, and this is something we've been wanting to talk about for a minute. What did you just put on the floor?
Nothing. I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
You were like,
because I was playing with my nails, and then I just went like that.
Stop. That's gross.
There's nothing on.
I don't know. You just dumped something onto the floor, though, sicko.
Oh my gosh.
But okay. Anyway, what I was saying is, I remember that video. People were like, "Oh, you know, I don't have time for 2 date nights and stuff like that." Like, because when we're not too terribly busy, we definitely like doing 2 date nights a week.
Yeah.
Right? You plan one, I plan one. But even when we are busy and we don't plan like the date night, it's okay. But when we start fighting with each other a lot and when we start getting like really irritable with each other, that's when we say, okay, we need a date night. Like we need a getaway, which that's why that's why I have a vacation booked for us every month, right? So that way we can just get away from work, do what we need to do. And we're very blessed to be in that position to be able to go and travel and do kind of what we want to do right now. But I definitely think it is important to have those date nights and to be able to do that type of stuff because, you know, we've seen like when we don't have date nights and stuff like that, we just get so irritable with each other. But what do you think in terms of like, especially people that are, you know, because our relationship, we're very close. We've always been very close from the beginning. What about other people? Like other people that aren't so close with their significant other? You know
I don't know. I feel like just from like the past as well, but like also what like I see and like hear from other people that are in relationships, I feel like at times when you're with someone for so long, you stop trying as if you're trying to like win them over. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because you're like already with them. So I feel like that same effort as you're trying to win them over should always be applied, even if you're still like with them, you know?
Now that's definitely, but here's the thing too, like to keep that same energy up, to keep that same like, okay, I got to constantly make this person like me or continue following.
Oh, no. So I don't mean that, but I mean like the same effort as a, like, okay, so when you're first talking to a person, right, you constantly go on dates or you take them on dates or you spend time with them, you go picnics, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But once you're in a relationship, I've noticed that at times, like the other person will stop putting in that effort and it becomes one-sided.
That's definitely true. Usually I would say both parties kind of just like fall off.
That too.
And that kind of makes sense. But here's the thing too, like at a certain point, that's going to happen regardless. Like it doesn't matter who it is. Like that happened to us, right? We kind of quit trying at one point to like make an effort to like go on dates and to spend time with each other. It was kind of just like we were waking up and just doing our thing. And then it was just kind of like, you know, it was kind of like whatever. So, I mean, I think that that's going to happen to everybody regardless. I think that that's going to be there. But I definitely think that like if you just create a habit and a routine of a date night a week or doing a specific thing, like for us every Sunday night we always go get Whataburger, right? That's like our like our thing. Like we go get Whataburger. That's our cheat meal for the week. Well, not
Sundays now. It's Wednesdays because Moon Knight.
Yes, so we usually go get Whataburger and then we usually watch Moon Knight or we watch like whatever Disney show is on TV, like Boba Fett or whatever. Which also, like, I think that's important too, is like we have a show that we watch together. Like we don't watch it without each other. Like whenever we go see a Marvel movie, we always watch it together. Like I don't really, we don't watch them without each other. And I think that's important too. And it's like, those are simple things. Cause I remember on that TikTok, everyone was like, well, I don't have money to go do date nights or I don't have this or that. And I think that the idea of date night is often misunderstood. Like,
yeah, I feel like it's like you have to like get up, like get dressed up and go to like a fancy
I mean, that's
dinner.
definitely important. And, you know, we try and do that.
We try to do that like here and there.
Here and there for sure. But we're just too busy, right? So like
Yeah.
if we had more time and we could go out on date nights all the time, fuck yeah. Like I'm down to go to a steakhouse, you know what I mean? But I think that's, you know, I think people forget like a date night can be as simple as like painting, doing a puzzle, reading a book together. Like a date night is just time that is spent together away from your phones, doing something together and doing something that like is different. So like for our date nights, you know, we don't always just watch TV or something like that, right? We'll go do something, or we'll do something here at the house, like once a month or a couple times a month. Remember, I like buying us Lego sets, and we build them together, and then we just sit, and we just talk while we like do it, right? And that's just like a way to kind of just talk about things that we like and whatnot. But you know, I definitely
our Torchies.
Yeah, our Torchies dates on like Friday nights.
Yesterday.
I know, I got off work late.
Sad. I'm just kidding. We can go today.
We can go today. We're supposed to go out tonight though. Don't forget. Yes, I told you about this.
I forgot.
See, I'm the one that usually has to plan all this stuff. I told you to plan a trip to Tulum for us.
I know. I need to.
Has that happened?
I'm just scared.
Scared of what? You were the one.
Or not by myself, but us travel by ourselves.
You were the one that was like, let's go to Tulum. And I was like, okay, plan the trip and, you know, we'll figure out the costs.
Okay.
You
have to get your passport, though.
Well, if you book the trip, then that puts me under fire to get my passport. You're not going to book the trip.
It takes 6 months.
No, it takes less time than that.
I'm pretty sure it takes like 6 months.
Either way, you've planned the trip. And we'll go.
February,
I planned
March,
Disney.
April, May,
I planned.
June, July,
I planned
August,
Miami.
September.
I planned.
We should
Tampa.
go for my birthday. Oh, I might be in prep though.
Yeah, what is it with you wanting to prep this year?
I don't know. I'm just excited to prep.
You're not excited to prep. You're excited to get into a routine.
No, I'm just excited to prep.
No.
I want to see how big I'm going to be this time.
I know you. I know you. Oh, you don't want to be exposed right now, huh? I know you. You're excited to prep because you're excited to quit waking up at 11 a.m. Just kind of.
No, I don't wake up at 11. I wake up at 9:30.
I wake up at like 7 or 8.
9:30 or 10.
I wake up at 7 or 8. And then I usually hear from you like midway through the day.
That's if I don't work in the mornings. If I work in the mornings, I wake up like at 6.
Yeah. But that's the reason why you want to prep is because you want to prep because then you're forced to wake up and go do your cardio.
I do my cardio. I only have like 3 cardio sessions.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why you want to prep.
You want to fight right now?
Yes, I
podcast?
do. I want you to say that you're wrong and I'm right.
I'm not wrong.
You are wrong.
No, I'm not.
You want to prep because you want the routine.
I want to prep because I want to be unstoppable.
What show would you even do?
I don't know. Nick was probably saying summer shredding for like our warm-up show.
Interesting.
But
for so I mean we're going to Disney at the end of the
this month.
At the end of this month.
That was my Christmas present.
Yeah, we've been waiting to take that trip for a while. But
I can't wait to just drink around the world.
You're getting me really distracted. I'm losing my train of thought.
Sorry.
What are other like date night ideas? We're trying to educate the people here. We're trying to give them good ideas. We're trying to.
Okay, honestly, not gonna lie, I feel like a good date night would be. Have you seen like those virtual reality things? If you were to go to one, I feel like that would be a sick date night.
Ooh, like the zombie thing.
Yeah, like you can go.
Well, we saw in California.
Can go grab a lunch or something or dinner and then go to that after.
Is that your way of telling me you want to go fight zombies?
Yeah.
What else do you want? What else do you want to tell the people that's actually a hint at me?
Another date night? Oh, I lost my train of thought after I said that. Movies.
Yeah, we're going to go see Doctor Strange.
We love watching movies.
That's pretty much the only movies we go see, though.
Marvel movies, yeah.
Yeah. That's so...
Even if you go get ice cream. Oh, I remember on one date, I think that was the first time he met my parents, but he picked me up. We went to go get ice cream. It was not the best ice cream, but it was still the thought that counted. Where did we go? It was like we got ice cream at the gas station.
Oh, I remember.
Then he like drove me behind this church because he said the view was so nice, but
the view sucked. Okay, so I had never been there.
The wrong one.
I had never been there, but I had heard. But we were just asking
each other a lot of questions.
Yeah, which by the way, this is something I wanted to talk to you about. Because I feel like people.
That was a cute date night, eating ice cream in the car.
That was. The ice cream melted though. and it was not very good. It was like
It was like, bleh.
Toll House like cookie dough. Ooh, this is gross.
Yeah.
It was horrible. No, what I was gonna say is, so in terms of like our future, in terms of like future plans and whatnot, I saw this TikTok that popped up on my For You page. And anyway, so it was like this this mom and this dad, and they had like a baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they like just showing like clips of like, you know, they had this kid unexpectedly, and that's like the biggest blessing and whatnot. And they're like playing with the baby on the beach and this, that. And I thought to myself, I go, damn it, I want to have my family at a place where it's a beach. Like I want to live in like Florida. Cause I was like, how sweet would that be to like on the weekends, like Saturdays and Sundays,
Honestly, I feel
go
like
to
I
the
wouldn't
beach and
mind
have,
living
like,
in Florida. I lived in
beach
Florida
days.
before.
I want to
Except the storms are just like, ugh.
But it's like, yeah, I guess that's true. But like, how nice would it be to like be close to a beach?
We are. I'm just kidding.
Galveston sucks. Galveston's not even a beach.
It's not really.
It's trash beach.
Swamp water.
Swamp water. Afraid I'm going to get eaten by something in there. Although, you know, I don't like water, but I just like being by the beach. Terrified of sharks.
Yeah, he's very
But here's
strange.
it, you know, and this is something that actually crossed my mind. It's something I was kind of like, uh-oh.
Wait, actually, now that we're talking about beach, I would be so down to live by the beach because we could go plunging.
You only plunge in cold water.
Yeah, but when it's winter.
When it's
Cold
winter,
water.
do you realize the water that's near Florida?
Is it warm water?
Yes.
Oh.
Pretty much year round, it's not like cold like California is.
Oh, I don't wanna
Oh my
go.
God. Okay, so let's talk about this California trip.
I
by the
don't wanna
way.
go.
Let's talk about this California trip. So when we go, we went to go see Nick, and Nick was like, yeah, like woke us up at like buttfuck early.
Mind you, his fire. Okay, Nick, we're throwing fire at you, literally. His fire alarm went off at 3 a.m.
And he didn't turn. Not only
All
I
he
mean,
goes was, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me!" And I was just like, "Is this real?"
I woke up. I thought it was my alarm. To be honest, I thought it was my alarm. I was freaking out. I was like, "Oh my God!"
I thought someone like broke into his apartment and just like had flashlights in
It
their
went
face.
off for like a fucking hour. It was horrible. I just
The
put my
fact that
headphones
no one
in.
literally got up to check if there really was a fire was what I was concerned about.
We all just stayed there.
We
But
all
then,
just went back to sleep.
well, yeah, and then like 3 hours later, he gets up and he's like, "All right, let's go cold plunge." And Alyssa's like, "Oh, I don't want to," and she was throwing a huge fit.
I wasn't throwing that much of a fit. You were.
I said I was fine with it.
I was
You
like,
were the
oh, okay. And I was like, I'm scared. It's going to be so cold.
liar. You were in the whole car ride. Nick, I have anxiety. Nick, I have anxiety.
Yeah,
about
because
it.
I was terrified it was going to be freezing.
And it was.
It was, but it felt good.
I literally carried you out into the water. I like held your hand, ran with you.
No. Okay.
I ran with you, and then I dunked you.
Listen, Linda. Shh. My thing is, when I'm getting into cold water, I have to like gradually walk my way in. He was literally trying to like pull me in.
I was trying to just run and dive,
yeah,
just like straight in, and then
Red
I got
flag.
sand. Then I got sand up my ass. That sucked.
Yeah.
And then we went and ate pancakes after, and sitting there with all that.
Soggy booty. I had to take my swimsuit off.
Yeah,
So nasty.
it was gross.
But it was a lot of fun. It felt so good after, just like so refreshing. And I was awake. I was like, oh, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to take
So
on a date.
I know we've talked about it in the past about like where we would want to end up. Whether it's we had talked about Colorado, but
It's too
especially
cold.
now, so more leaning towards Florida. I mean, yeah, because when we had the little cold front here through Texas, we were throwing a huge fit.
Oh, yeah, we were
But-
babies.
But what about like Florida? Because like yeah, so I'd love living in Florida. I would love to live in Florida, but I would also hate the fucking storms. You're right. I would hate that. That would give me anxiety 24/7. But also, I mean, they have hurricanes here in Houston.
Yeah, but the storms are like bad. I remember when I was younger, there would always be like storms and it would literally shake the entire like our condo.
I think it depends on what side. Like if you're in the Gulf side,
I'm pretty sure we were like closer to the water, but like more like kind of inland.
I think
And then I
Gulf side's like
remember
that.
one time, I'm pretty sure it was like a hurricane, but everything flooded. And like I'm talking about water all the way up to like the highway bridges. And there
Means
are
that-
alligators,
and sharks
crocodiles.
inland. Yeah, no, can't do that.
And
Terrified of
yeah, I
sharks.
was just, no,
Yeah, no.
that
no
scarred
bueno.
me for life.
Okay, so for a couple getting into a relationship, what do you think it's a red flag for do you think it's a red flag for one of them to start talking about like the future? So like, because I know that I did it kind of early, right? I was kind of like talking about like future stuff with you like pretty early, because that's just how I am.
You're like, oh, you should come to Houston with me to see like my show, and I was like, is he like being serious or is he just saying this?
Well, I mean that's traveling, but I'm talking like serious stuff. Like I mean, technically we've only been together a year and a half, right?
Yeah.
And like a year ago we were talking about kids and the futures and this and that, and what do we want the wedding to look like and whatnot. Do you think that's a red flag? Like, because I know 90% of guys, the second that their girlfriend pulls out like,
I feel like if
pulls out
another
the
guy,
like future card, they're gonna be like, she's moving too fast.
Before you, I feel like if another guy I was talking to would say that, definitely would be a red flag. But for some reason, when we started talking, I just felt really comfortable with you.
So what about me made it comfortable?
I don't know. I feel like there was just a connection we had that just made it so like comfortable. I don't know how to explain it. Because I always tell you, like I always tell Joe, I remember like stalking his page, and then in my mind I already had like an image of who you were, kind of.
Yeah.
Right? But then like I remember like seeing all your photos, and I was like, why does this guy look so familiar? Like I literally feel like I have seen him, that like I've known him. And I always tell him, I remember it was one of your Rogue shirts. Like in my mind, that's what I picture.
That's probably my senior pictures because I looked fucking fire in those.
No, like you were like in the bathroom. And you had like a phone. I think pretty sure it was like an Android phone or something.
Oh God, don't bring up the Android phone.
Oh, so you did. See, I don't know why, but like in my head, I literally
was it
just
a purple
picture
case?
that.
Purple phone case?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was my
I could
sister's
just
phone case.
vaguely like see.
I couldn't afford
that
buying
of
my
him.
own, so I used my sister's.
And then I'm pretty
phone
sure you
case.
had it on your page.
Oh, I thought I looked sick.
Did
in
you have it
Rogue
on your
shirts.
page?
Yeah.
I think you did. And then I remember seeing that, and I was like, oh my God.
And you
why
said
do I
you said
feel
you
like
remember
I've
seeing me
seen
drive up
him
in my car
somewhere?
because I had the convertible at the time.
Yeah, I
I
remember
fucking
seeing it.
crashed
so,
it.
Yeah.
I need a new car.
I don't know. I just feel like it was just a connection that
So-
we had right away that just like made everything a lot easier.
Did I have any red flags when you met me? I can think of one specifically, but I'm wondering if you remember this moment.
Red flag was, oh, I remember. Okay, I'm about to expose you. So like when we were talking, he had a whiteboard, right?
Oh fuck. Fuck. I remember this.
And on it was like, and are we, can I say names? No names? Okay, I'm not gonna say names.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I blocked anyway. No one's gonna ever see this.
But I'm just not, I would be respectful. But it was some girl's name. So I was like,
My
who
ex-girlfriend.
is that? But at the time, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't know who your ex was.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, shit.
And then I think you started like talking about it and said her name, and I was like, very interesting, because you have her workout written on the whiteboard. And at the time, he wrote me a workout, and I was like, let me find out. It's the same one.
Yeah, no. Okay, do you remember?
Red flag.
Okay, here.
Also, when you freaking washed your hair with Summer's Eve, that was another red flag.
Did we already talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was horrible. Okay, now there's actually two that I can think of, but I don't think that you, I don't know if you remember or you just didn't know about them. Do you remember the second time that we hung out that we were at Nate's and I was just sitting there on my phone and I was texting someone, and because we're not saying names, but I was texting someone and remember how pissed off I was?
Oh,
and like
yeah.
so consumed with my phone. And
Oh, yeah, that was a red flag.
she texted me and was like, if you're not gonna spend time with me, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
And even Nate texted me and was like, get the fuck off
it
your
was
phone and
literally
spend time
me and
with
my
Alyssa.
friends, and
Yeah.
then 3 of your friends or 4 of your friends, I think. And we literally went there to like all hang out, right? And like to just chill. And he literally was on his phone, and like him and his friends were in a huddle. And for some reason, I was just getting so annoyed. I was like, bro, I'm literally wasting my time. Like I look good. My hair's done, my makeup's done. Like what? So then my friends are like, oh no, like just calm down. Like I'm sure it's like, I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm literally gonna text him. Like
She has no filter.
he literally needs to spend time with me, or he can be single.
This is
or I'm
her
leave.
Latina side.
I literally
Witness
texted
this.
him that, and bam, he came sat next to me.
Yeah,
No. I'm not wasting my time with no one.
You already told me that the second that I do anything, like if I not that I would ever cheat on you, but like the second that anything came up, if I ever entertained another idea from, or like an idea from like a girl or someone ever got like too close, bye.
Yeah.
You're gone. Like I'd come home and the house would be packed and you'd be gone.
Yep.
And I would just never hear from you again. I said, that's fucking ruthless. But
I mean,
that's what needs to happen because you know your worth.
Women need to be very respectful of their worth and their own
100%,
time.
100%. Because I have a lot of clients and girls that I train and whatnot, and this is a very, very common thing that like the guy will do something that's a red flag for them. They'll just ignore it. It'll happen again. They'll ignore it. It'll happen again. It'll just keep happening. And it's the manipulative side. And remember, I told you this, I was that guy before we met. Like I was that guy. And so it is important. Like, yeah, you got to know your worth and you got to be able to say like, I'm out of here. Bye. Gone.
Yeah. I feel like for me, before meeting you, I was definitely a different person. And I was that girl that would just like give multiple chances until I finally was like, what am I doing this? Like literally, I'm wasting my time. So then I finally just like started doing things for myself, respecting myself and respecting my boundaries, and realizing that like if another person that I'm with can't respect that, then it's time for me to leave.
Is it crazy to think that we both became completely different people the second that we met? Isn't that crazy? Because because
you always tell me how you were and I'm like, no.
The way that I was. And this is just like, again, just exposing myself, but I'm so glad that I matured. And again, I'm so glad that I went through these opportunities so that I knew what type of person I didn't want to be like. But I was a piece of shit before we met, like especially to my ex. Like I was, especially after we had broken up and things had kind of like we were trying to like figure things out or whatnot. Like I was a very toxic and controlling, manipulative person. Very much so. Like
same.
Bad. I was very, very toxic, controlling, and manipulative. And the way that I would talk to other people and whatnot was just like, it came to a point that I was just like, I don't want to be known for, like, I don't want to, this is not who I am. Like, I don't want to be a man that does this. And that's when I was just like, I'm acting like a fucking child. And a lot of guys, I think, struggle to come to that realization of just like, you know, I don't own you, which is the exact same reason why, like, you know, you having an OnlyFans, I don't give a fuck about. And at the end of the day, like I said, as long as you're being respectful of me and like you're not going out of your way to like do this or that, but we've already talked about this. Like if at some point you wanted to sell full nudes, like that's your decision. Who am I to control you? Mm-hmm. You are a grown woman. I'm a grown man. And the boundaries I give you are the same ones that I expect back. Right. So I would never expect you to be like, you can't train so-and-so because they're a girl or this or that, because that freedom has to be there for me. That freedom's there for you. Right. So like if you had work buddies or whatnot, like I don't care. Like if you're doing like, the freedom you have and the freedom that I have is what it needs to say at the end of the day. And this is actually something Taiwan was talking about, because you know how he was talking about with his wife, that stuff. And he was kind of telling us, like, he was like, you'll never meet another guy like me with the amount of freedom that I have. Like he'll go travel out of the country with like his buddies and whatnot. And his wife like just chooses not to come. And that's like, okay. And that type of relationship is not like a normal thing. And that's something that's what I love about our relationship.
I feel like it should be a normal thing though.
It should be a normal thing. Like you're your own person. I'm my own person. We work together towards a common goal and that's our relationship. But at the end of the day, you do what you want.
I also feel like it's a lot healthier just because I was on the other side of like being very controlling of like literally every single thing that the person I was with was doing. Whereas like now I'm not doing that, and it's less stress on me.
But I think early in our relationship, that wasn't something that we did. Early in our relationship, we were very trying to control each other. Oh yeah. Because we were still dealing with what we had. We were
still trying to understand each other and like who we were.
I think it wasn't until, I'd really say that it wasn't until probably about like 6 to 8 months ago, probably when we moved out here and we kind of really like took our careers to like a different spot and whatnot. And especially like as I started training more and having a lot more like, having a lot more friends and clients that I trained that were females and whatnot, is kind of when we were just like, we had kind of like, I wouldn't say that we sat down and talked about it, but we came to this mutual understanding of just like, you know, obviously this is the career that I have and whatnot. And that's fine, because again, if you wanted to go work at a strip club or whatever, like you could
No.
do, you could do that. Like, it's not my position to say, no, you can't do that. If at the end of the day, if what you ended up doing didn't align with who I wanted to be and who I wanted to be with at a certain point, that's fine. Then I would just leave, and that would be my decision, and you would have to be okay with that. Like, so if you were like, I want to go work at a strip club, and if that didn't align with my morals and my values and what I saw for our relationship, then I have the ability to go walk away, and that would be okay. Same thing if I became a male stripper and you didn't, if that didn't align with who you were, or if I started doing something, like, it's okay to say we don't vibe together anymore. That's okay. I wish you the best. And like, we need to normalize healthy breakups. We need to normalize. And not even talking about that, because I'm not saying that we're going to break up, but I'm saying like
breaking up with you.
that. But that's what I'm saying is, like, we need to normalize that type of thing. Like, it shouldn't be this horrible thing, especially when you guys go to the same gym, when you guys do this or live in the same state. Like, it doesn't need to be this horrible thing, because it just causes drama for no reason. It really does. But like, that freedom has to be there. Like, I got to be able to do what I need to do, and that trust has to be there.
Freedom has to be on like both ends, and trust has to be on both ends, I feel like.
100%. And I know early in our relationship, we gave each other passwords and stuff like that, but we have never used them.
Yeah, no.
And I mean, I don't even think you have them saved or even remember them or anything like that.
No.
But
I don't even remember my own passwords.
I
had to reset mine recently.
With a relationship, and I know that temptation to always like check on what the other person is doing is always there. Reading a message when it pops up.
Like, at the end of the day, he is his own person. Like, he's in control of his own life, and he'll do what he wants to do, and he knows whatever he ends up doing will affect our relationship. And
again, like, as long as you're in a relationship and you're acting as if you're in a relationship, then that's what matters. Yeah. So every time I meet someone new, I always say, let me introduce you to Alyssa, right? Mm-hmm. And this is something that we did. And actually, I think this is something that I wanted to share, because this popped up the other day. Is I was talking to someone at the gym, and because I'm very extroverted and I like to just meet new people and this and that. And I was talking to someone at the gym, and, I told Alyssa, because I even still, sometimes in the back of my head, I always still kind of get like a little worried and a little anxious. Like, when I tell you certain things, like, oh, like, I met this person, they were really, really nice. Like, I'd love for you to meet them. Because in my head, I'm thinking of like a situation of like, well, I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable. So I don't want her to say, well, why were you talking to that person to begin with? So that's why I always tell you, like, oh, like, I met so-and-so. And that person I met the other day, you're like, oh, well, why are you talking to them? And immediately, like, in my head, I was just like, I shouldn't have been talking. And I was like, no, like, this is okay.
And but I wasn't really like upset.
You weren't upset, and this was over text too. So that's, it's like, I think
when you text, you interpret it like completely.
It's like, super easy. Yeah. But, because you were just asking a question like, oh, well, why were you talking to him? Yeah. But in my head, I started panicking, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, maybe I did something wrong or this or that. And then when it came down to it, I talked to Alyssa, and I was just like, hey, like, we are about meeting new people down here, where like, this is a gym where we encourage people. Like, we should be able to go up to people. Like, you should be able to go up to someone new and say what's up and say hi and become friendly with them and this and that. Not like they're going to be your best friend, but being acquaintances, or just being able to be respectful to them and stuff like that. And so I told Alyssa that, and she actually, was texting me back, and she was like, you're right. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that is what we're down here to do. We're here to network. We're here to market, because I think that we often get stuck in this zone of like, I'm in a relationship, I can't go talk to so-and-so. I'm in a relationship, I can't go, if this is a guy, I don't want someone to look at me weird or this or that. Because remember, like, we've talked about that before.
I feel like people still even like now probably think that, like, if they know who we are and they see like another guy's talking to me, I'm pretty sure they're gonna like have an assumption. But at the end of the day, like, it doesn't really matter. Like,
100%. But that's what I'm saying is, like, for other couples and relationships, like, it needs to be okay to it needs to be normalized, being able to do that stuff. And what I love so much about my older sister is her and her husband, my brother-in-law he's always done this like since the beginning of his relationship. Like, my sister used to like kind of throw jabs at him, like, oh, you think that girl's pretty? He's like, oh yeah, like, she has a really nice ass or something like that. And he would say that, and he'd be like, in the way he kind of explained it, he was like, I'm just pointing out like a features on someone, but that doesn't mean anything about like that person or something like that, right? That doesn't mean anything that doesn't bring any less value to the person that I'm with or whatever. And I think I've told you that early into our relationship, right? Is because I think if I remember briefly, it came up at one point where we were talking, and where we were talking, and I think we were talking about something, and I think it was like, oh yeah, like I don't know how it came up, but I think we were talking like if someone was like attractive or like, oh, what do you think of their hair or something like that? Like it needs to be a normalized thing to be like, oh yeah, that person's really pretty. That person's really like, oh, they have a great figure. They have a great shape. You know what I mean? Like should be a normal thing.
That
like
it should be acceptable. But if they're like, oh yeah, she's hot as fuck, or she fine as fuck, she had a fat ass, that's completely different.
That's different. No, that's for sure. For sure, that's different. But again, if it's coming from like a respectful boundary, and I mean, you shouldn't really say like, unless
like I always
it's
show you pictures of like influencers, like, oh my god, look at this girl, she's so like gorgeous, like I love her body. You're like, oh yeah. I'm
always like, yeah, like I gotta be careful with what I say here for sure. But I mean, like that's still like something that's like normalized. You know what I mean? Like you don't get, because I know that there's relationships where like people like, but if I look in the direction of another female. I feel like at the end of the day,
people will always have like their own reasonings behind like why they are a certain way.
Yeah.
Like obviously, I feel like I'm definitely respectful of that, but I do feel like trust in your partner should always be there, and like not having to track their location, not having to ask them where they're at 24/7. Like obviously, that is not healthy.
Yeah. No, and like someone's location, when someone was last on social media, that shouldn't ever be used against your significant other in like an argument or like well, you couldn't text me back. You just posted this or that. It's like. That's so crazy. Like it's gotta be like relaxed and like normalized and stuff like that. And we don't hardly even text during the day either.
No, we never really text.
And that's what's important, I think, to us, is because like when we spend so much time together at night or on the weekends and stuff like that, it's important to have our talk about. Yeah, it's important to have our alone time and not chat about everything. Like when I get home at the end of the day, I love just sitting on the couch. Like the other day, I sat on the couch and I just talked to you for an hour about everything that kind of happened and just my day and this and that. And I love doing that. I know you love doing that. And I love when we talk about those types of things, because that's what's nice to be able to do. Because I know like early in our relationship, sometimes you'd get upset if I didn't FaceTime you on my way home. You know what I mean?
I think that was when I used to work
Hooters.
Yeah.
Because you used to FaceTime me on the way home. And a couple times, like I used to just be like, well, it's like a 6-minute drive.
Yeah.
And the internet would always cut out. Because like I hate being on FaceTime and us just not talking. Like if we're gonna be on FaceTime, like let's talk, or otherwise it's like, oh, okay, I'll see you in like 5 minutes when I get home. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Now he FaceTimes me all the time after work usually.
Yeah, I usually do, just to let you know that I'm coming home. And also like, and we're so close, and usually I'm like, you want a burger? I'll pick it up on the way home. That's usually what happens most of the time, let's be honest.
Yeah.
No, but I think it's crazy that we were completely different people when we met, and we'll kind of wrap it up here, that we were completely different people when we met, because if you had met me 2 months even earlier, we would not have ended up together because of how like shitty of a person I was.
Go through like their growth phase and they change into the person that they really are meant to be on this earth, and then they end up meeting
and another
person that's going through the same thing.
Another thing that I want to share too for anyone out there is like the right people will come into your life at the right time, and you got to be able to see that, to accept it, to trust it, to say this person's not like, this person may or may not fuck me over, but I gotta trust that. Like to go into a relationship with so many insecurities and so many
that thought in your head of like, oh, like
they're just gonna cheat on me.
When is this?
When are they gonna leave me? Because then you're looking for it, and then you make it happen, because the way that you act and the things that you say,
pretty much manifest it.
You manifest it, right? Yeah. Because this happened early in our relationship too. I know. Because A, things moved too fast, and B, because it seemed like I was too good to be true, you had a lot of walls up. And I remember specifically telling Alyssa after a few times of like some of the things that she would say, like, was someone else here or this or that? Like, did you go see someone else? Like those small things to me were just like, why do I keep getting accused of this? And it wasn't until I was just like, and that's the mature thing that I had to do, is I had to step back and be like, okay, is it me, or is it something that she's still kind of trying to go through? And am I making sure that I validate the way that she feels and saying, I understand why you feel this way, but this just doesn't happen. And at a certain point I told her, I said, if you keep putting up walls, I'll just walk away. Because it's not going to be worth it at a certain point. Like that just shows that you're not ready for that relationship. And that's when you really kind of went, fuck, okay, like I got to trust it. Cause I always told Alyssa, I was like, do you trust me? And she'd be like, yes. I'd be like, then act like you trust me. Like, trust me. Like you don't like, you didn't ever really like look at my phone, but you would always be like, what took you so long to get here? Like, it only takes 20 minutes to get here. Why did it take you 30? It'd be just like those
small comments.
It'd be like small things. And it came from, a past relationship of just, feeling,
past trauma, past
insecurities. not having control, right? And or maybe you had control in the last relationship, and then when you don't have control in a new one, it's an uncomfortable type of thing. But you got to remember that the way, because I even said this, I think I even told you this, is that the things that I did with like my ex-girlfriend, it's not the same things that I did do with you. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's important to understand that like, each person's different and that approach is different and this and that. And I don't think that you know this, but I was thinking about it the other day because it popped up in my head. I was talking to someone about it, but I think I don't know if it was the first night we met or it was maybe the second. I don't know if it was the first or the second night that we met, like second time meeting each other, first or second time meeting each other. You were staying at my place and you were asleep. And I remember I woke up and my phone was ringing and my ex was calling me. And I remember, so there was a moment, because the way that I was, right, when we first met, I was still very traumatized by that relationship in the sense of like, I was being the manipulative, the controlling one. I was trying to control what she was doing, but I was, obviously I was on the dates with other people, you know what I mean? And it was at that moment, like she was calling me, and it was at that moment, like I literally, I want to say it was maybe our second date. I think it was maybe our second date. And I remember I looked over at you and I saw you just laying there. And in my head, I go, this girl is amazing. This girl is exactly what I want. This girl gets me.
Don't make me cry.
I love, like, I was like, I'm falling in love with this girl. Why am I still entertaining this idea, or like still trying to hold on to this? What if maybe this thing that doesn't need to happen? And I remember like looking at it and just putting it on silent, rolling over and just holding you. I specifically remember doing that because at the time, like when we first met, like I was still talking to her. I was still trying to like, because in my head I was like, okay, I need options. So like if she ends up going off the deep end, I got to have a backup so that way it doesn't look like I'm hurt, right? Because like if you were to have left me or she were to have left me, because I was in such a vulnerable position that any person I talked to, I got attached to immediately. Like the second I slept with them, I got attached to them. I wanted to spend all the time with them. I wanted to talk to them all the time. Like that happened.
That guy.
I was that guy. I was that guy. But like I was trying, and to cover up the fact that I felt hurt, I was trying to like, keep options open. So like, like when we first, and that's why that, that second time that we were talking, I think I was talking to someone else, right? I don't know if it was, like I said, I don't know if it was that situation. Maybe like I was trying to control what my ex was doing when we were hanging out together. Like, why are you hanging out with so-and-so and this or that? And that's why, when you text me and you were like, look, you either spend time with me or you leave. That was like, I have someone here that wants to spend time with me. I have someone that wants to be with me. I have someone that's fully invested to give their time to me. Why am I not taking advantage of this? Why am I not spending my time with this person? And I remember that. And like I said, that's why I remember like silencing that phone call, and then seeing like some of the messages that she had sent that night and like some of the pictures that had popped up and stuff like that. And I was like, I have something better. And I was just like, and that was literally just like the cutoff right there. And that was just like, never talk to her again.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I have what I need. And I think that's like, people need to understand that. People need to like, the right person will come into your life. We didn't expect each other coming. We didn't expect to come in. Like,
I promise you.
Yeah. Like she was not ready for a relationship. I was just trying to look for a hookup. Right. And, we kind of met each other. And it was just kind of like, and at the same time too, the approach that I took when I met you was just like, you know what, I'm just going to be open. Like if she wants to spend time with me, great. Like if she doesn't, that's fine. Like, and I approached talking to her and dating her and spending time with you as just being open. Like whatever comes, and I'm happy with it. You know what I mean? So I think that's really important, and I think that's important for everyone to understand. Like,
you have to just let go and just go with the flow.
Just let go, 100%. Like your past insecurities and traumas from your last relationship, things that happened to you, like as a kid, like everything that like you have to realize that people are different. And if it happens again, you just have to kind of pick up the pieces and move on. Like it's so hard. Like it's shitty to say that like, the next person someone might end up with might cheat on them as well, and then the next person as well. But it's like, okay, yeah, you can like set your standard higher, definitely be like, okay, I'm looking for a certain person, but like that has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, no.
So like if I had, let's just say, been a piece of shit 2 months in, I started cheating on you, that had nothing to do with you.
Oh yeah, no.
But everything to do with me. And
Yeah.
it's important for you to understand that and say, okay, my standards are now higher. If this person, like if I see this red flag and this person doesn't meet that, like boom. And I remember actually Taiwan was saying that yesterday, is he said that when he was like, you know, after, before he met his wife, he'd go out on dates and be like, do you have a problem with me being a trainer and training women? And they'd be like, yeah. And he'd be like, all right, have a great night. I'll see you later. And they'd be like, what? And it's like, and again, because again, like even some of my female clients, their ex-boyfriends or guys that they talk to are like, you have a male trainer? I can't talk to you.
That is so stupid.
And to me, I'm like,
Oh my
why? Like, what,
gosh.
like, yes, there are shitty trainers, but I'd say 80% of them are good.
Yeah.
80% of them are literally there. Because again, if me being a trainer, if I were to sleep with any one of my clients, I would completely ruin my reputation.
Oh yeah.
Is it worth my career to ever do that? No,
No.
never, ever. And that's why I've never done it. And I never will do it. And it's like not a thing that's there. It's like, this is a business. This is professional. Like, you know, I don't have to be a piece of shit and try and flirt with every person that I meet. Like that's not that. So I think that's important, but hopefully that helps you guys, and hopefully
Yes.
that helps you guys when like going into a relationship or getting out of a relationship or just knowing your worth. Like, you know,
Don't be scared. Know who you are, and yeah, that is it.
100%, guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We
Thank
hope you guys
you.
enjoyed episode 7. We're coming back with so many more, and we're
Better,
going to bring on some better
bigger and better,
guests and
baby.
whatnot. Don't forget Inaka Power, code Swolemates to support
Yes.
us directly, support the content that we make, this podcast, everything like that. You guys' support means the world. And then even just sharing, saving videos, you know, leave a review on our Spotify, right?
We also
if you're
have mic'd up reels too if you wanna.
Oh,
check those out.
everyone knows about the mic'd up reels, but don't forget to, you know, leave a review on our Spotify. So what you guys want to hear, this or that, all your feedback, your support, everything like that means the world and helps us continue to put out good content for you guys. That helps you guys because again, there's not many people in the industry or just in general that are talking about these types of topics and
Yes.
doing this type of stuff. So I think it's important to kind of hear, but other than that, we'll catch you guys on the next
Catch you
one.
guys later. Bye.